Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with another fun tutorial. You all know how I like to make ephemera with as much tuck spots and writing space, etc. as possible. So I'm doing a flip out. This piece will be glued to the side of a journal page once I get the journal signatures together for the journals that we're working on. So let me show you the prototype and then we'll talk about supplies and then we'll get going. So I've got some seam binding so that we can put some beautiful bows on things. I've got brads in case I want to accent some of my ephemera with brads, eyelets, my eyelet setter, my Barely Arts glue, my Fabri-Tac, and my Vintage Photo Archival ink, my bone folder obviously, and scissors. So I'm going to move my mouse. I know I always say that because I forget to do it before I start. I'm just going to move that out of the way so I don't touch it inadvertently. So I use this die, so I'm not going to actually cut the die on camera, but I just wanted to show you what die I used, and I'll try to remember to link it in the video description box. So I'm feeling claustrophobic here, so I'm going to move some of this stuff out of my way. There we go, much better. So this is the prototype. So I made a masked paper clip that's going to hold this all together. Not this part, the flippy part, but the this front piece to a flip down writing space that's on the other side. So let me show you that really quick, just a close up. This is the Antique Florals kit from Chapter 1 Papers, and I'll be sure to link that as well. So I just did a little embellishment on the front. I feel like my camera is tilting, so sorry if that's frustrating. It's odd for me to look at in the monitor. So we've got a pocket here, and this is where I use the die cut. So the die cut actually, it's not just this piece. This is not a pocket that's glued on three sides. It's folded here and it's flipped around to the back. And we've got obviously a large tag and a couple of a journaling card, and then this is one of the envelopes or seed packets from Chapter 1 kit. And so then when you open this up, this is the other part of this. Okay, so it's just folded around. This flips down as a writing space. And then we've got a pocket here, a couple of journaling cards. I did do a little divot there to show that that is actually, well, I guess I didn't need to do a divot because it's not actually a pocket. I think originally I was going to make it into a pocket, and I'm like, oh, that's way too limiting for my liking. So we'll probably not do the thumb notch on the one we're going to work on together. I did a belly band with vellum and then just accented it with a circle. I just took a scrap from the kit and just made a circle there. I've got two journaling cards in there with a couple of whale tail tabs. And then you flip, so this is where it's going to attach to a journal page. So let me show you that with a piece of paper. So in this case, this one's going to be glued on a page like this. Okay, it's going to open. No, that's not right. That's not right. What did I do? Hold the fort. I didn't think this through. I guess like that. Yeah, because it's going to all flip out. So let's just say that that's glued down. It's going to flip open like this and like that, outside of the perimeter or the base of the journal itself. I don't do a lot of flip outs, so I do apologize if I'm not being super clear. I don't play around with this, but I thought, what a great way to add more writing space, more ephemera to a journal page. So that's that, and then that's the other side with a pocket and a tag and a journal card. Okay? So, and this kit might be the other one from Chapter 1's. There's Antique Florals and French Floral kits. So I will link both of them in the description box. We're going to talk about measurements. Well, let me just show you right now. So this is the measurements of this prototype. So the base piece, which is this whole piece with the little flap, measures 10.5 inches wide and 7.5 inches tall, with a half inch for the flap. So that makes the actual width of this, once it's folded, makes it about 4 7/8 inches. So that's what we've got going on there. The front wraparound piece, again, is 2.5 let me set that down, 2.5 inches from here to here, and then the back side is and 4 7/8 inch wide. Sorry, the flip up piece is 5 1/8 by 4 7/8. The other pockets are going to vary. I didn't, in this one we're going to do together, I didn't like specifically measure. Your pockets can be as short as you want or as tall as you want. So that part doesn't really matter. It's the width that matters. So they all will all measure 4 7/8 inches wide. The belly band here measures 1 3/4 inches wide by 7.5 inches tall. And then the back pocket on this one is 4 7/8 by 3 5/8 with a thumb notch. And the tags and all the ephemera that you put in are just going to be determined by how big you make your little flip, because this could be smaller, it could be the whole full height of your journal page. Mine is slightly shorter than a typical journal page for my journals. So I hope that that is better than clear as mud. So there we go. So, oh, and then we're going to make one of these mass paper clips as well for this journal, or this piece that we're making today. So I'm also going to remove my keyboard because I didn't. It's Saturday morning and I'm exhausted. To be honest, I'm exhausted, and so I'm spending some time. I'm spending the entire weekend at home, not doing anything. So this is the one we're going to work on together. Everything has been cut, but we'll talk about it and measure as we go so that you can kind of follow along in real time about how I'm attaching things and what the measurements are for each of the pieces. So, and then off camera, I'm going to make one for the winter journal. So I'm going to make one for that, and then I'm going to make a couple for I did end up deciding that I'm going to make a journal with these beautiful kits from Rach and Bella Crafts and Angela Kerr Designs. I already have somebody, after they saw that sweet envelope hidden journaling spot project, which I'm telling you guys, just absolutely the bomb. Like, in 5 days it's had 4,000 views and I've gained almost 300 subscribers. It's just it's amazing and insane at the same time. So I already had somebody reach out when they saw that project and wants to, if I make a journal, wants to purchase it. So I'm already committed. I'm making the journal and I will be selling it to this individual. So so we're going to make I think 2, or maybe this will just be 1. Maybe I was just going to make 1. I'm not sure. But what I'll do is before I upload the file, I will make sure that I have that those projects are finished so you guys can see what it looks like in different themes, like the winter theme, which we're really enjoying, and I'm looking forward to completing that before spring break is over. It needs to be done. So this is antique floral. So let me just take out the bits here. So this is this is going to be tricky, so let me see if I can lay this stuff out so I don't lose track. Ugh. Okay, so this is a pocket. It will all make sense. Oh, because I have it upside down, that's why. No, I don't. What did I do? What did I do? Okay, I flipped something over here, so that's okay. I just unfastened all that. That's why everything's falling apart. And then this is, okay, so this is the front actually. So we've got a couple whale tail tabs for our journal cards, and then this is going to go inside, and we'll talk about measurements here in a second. So this one, I can't remember, I think this is supposed to go the other way, like this, if I recall. So that will be glued on that page and it will open the opposite way. Yep, that's what I had in mind. So this I think is a little tall. No, it's not, because that's the flip down. So, oh, it doesn't have great writing space though, because it's already got stuff on there. That's okay. That's all right. Because when you do this, you have to make sure that if you're using a paper that's directional, when you fold this and flip this over to the front and the other over to the back, this image is going to be potentially upside down. Something's going to be upside down. So as I was playing around with it, I did run into that issue. So this is our little pocket flip down thing. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and ink this up really quick, and I'll be right back. And we'll talk about measurements. Okay, I want to talk to you a second too about how you could do this a little bit more simplistically if this feels like a little bit too much. So what a person can do is you could actually do your thumb notch here, glue this on two sides, and you'd have a large pocket, which wouldn't stop you from doing the, oh, you know what? No, because I want the inside. So you would just not have to cover all this, right? I mean, you wouldn't have to have a beautiful digital on the back because it's not going to be visible, but I didn't do that in this case. I might do that on one of the other ones that I do off camera, so we'll see how that goes. So this is the direction it goes because it's going to attach to a page on this side. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this piece, ink it up as well. I forgot to do that. No problem. Hope you guys are doing okay. We are a week away from spring break. I'm so excited. In case you are new to my channel, I work for an elementary school in a local district here, and I work with special education kids, and it's exhausting. Like, it is so exhausting. And so I've been kind of burning the candle at both ends lately because I'm not sleeping very good. It's a season that's really difficult for me. Spring, I love spring, but it has a lot of traumatic pieces to it historically, so it's difficult for me to sleep a little as normally as I might otherwise. So yeah, so I'm super excited for spring break. Okay, so that's what that does. And so this is going to go like this because I didn't want the pink on pink, right? That would be kind of silly. So I turned it around, and this is going to get stuck in here. So it's going to go like that. I almost think it's too big, but I don't want to change course right now. So I'm going to go ahead and just butt this up to the bottom and to the edge. And I'm kind of I'm trying to get it as close in there as possible. I hope you guys can see that. So I'm butting that right up to that ink line, and I'm going to put glue here and here. Don't need glue on the bottom because it's a fold over. So here I have my Bearly Arts glue, and I'm just going to put a bit of glue on each side, and hopefully I can do this semi-straight. There we go. Alrighty, so we're just going to fold that up. Okay, oh, we're a little bit off there. Let me see if I can scooch that over just a little bit before it dries. It's a little bit strange. There we go, that's better. I'd rather have it be even on that edge than this edge. So my measurements are never completely perfect, so there we go. And so this is the stuff that goes in the front pocket. So, and again, Antique Florals, I believe, is the kit, but if it's not, because I was going back and forth between the two, the prototype and this one. So I'm going to go ahead and ink these up. This is a seed packet that I just cut the flaps off of so I could just make a little booklet out of it. So we're going to fold that in half, nice and tight and sweet. I may make another taller card to go in here because I forgot to do that, but that's all right. And I think I want to round these corners. I've got to get rid of the crummy sponge here. It's just making a mess all over my desk, so I'm going to do that really quick here and just give this a little trade out so that we have a clean sponge. So I'm just going to pull that off and toss that in the trash. I'm a pretty aggressive inker, which is probably why that happens pretty quickly. Whoops, just dropped my sponge dauber. Goodness gracious, I'm all sorts of confused. Where did my sponges go? Oh my goodness. I did shift some things in here a little bit. Just shifted the drawers up one, just for ease. So I'll just get that on there and ready to go. So again, I probably will make a taller one to fit in there because this is it's going to look a little bit stark without something there. So this can go in here. Our glue should be okay, and we're going to stick that little booklet in there as well. And we'll stick this one too. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, we definitely need something taller in there, so I will do that off camera unless I've got something right close here that we could use. Let me just take a peek real quick. My apologies, guys. I don't think I do. I don't think I have anything extra. I could use a piece of this, but I already have used it elsewhere. So I will probably come back to that and make it similar to the prototype where I put a large tag in with an eyelet at the top and all that for, because this is going to be a main part of the project. So we're going to open that up now. And now we're to the belly band. And again, the belly band measures 1 3/4 inches wide by 7.5 inches tall. So I'm going to just ink that up again really quick. Hoping to make this a faster project. I need to get some other content prepped so that we can get those up on the channel this week. I will be gone for a few days during spring break, so I don't have to, but I want to have things prepared. So that's going to go right there. And so you're just going to put a little bit of glue on the top. Now, this is a pretty plain backing, so one would not necessarily need to use vellum because there's not a whole lot to see through it other than some of this lettering is kind of cool. So I'm aiming for sort of the center. And again, perfection is not at play, so I'm just gonna put that in place there. Boom, easy peasy. But I thought I wanted to go ahead and use a strip of this paper over the top of that just to give it some bit of a layering effect. I think is really pretty. So I'm going to ink that up and put it on top. The layered effect gives your pieces a lot of interest because it makes the person looking at it wonder, what is that all made out of? Like, it's so interesting. What is it made out of? So we're going to go like that. Perfecto. So we're going to glue this one completely down, and I am going to use my white glue. Okay, get that baby on there. And I'm just centering it again and then now in the center of the belly band because I love that floral just kind of peeking out there. It's very mysterious and I think very pretty, like so. And it's going to tie in some of the other pieces that I'm making with this digital. Okay, so that's that. And then we also have a circle somewhere, so I thought we would put this on here as well with hopefully a little bit of lace. I had to pull, I ran out, guys. I'm serious. Like, oh no. Is there any in here? No, it's gone. It's gone. My favorite lace, coffee dyed lace, is all gone. So I did order some from a maker on Etsy, and it's that really wide weave stuff. So I coffee dyed it. So now I'm golden again. So I'm going to try to cut a little bit of this off and start using it. It's very, very beautiful. And I like the wide weave because it stretches and distorts pretty easily. Not as easily as that other stuff I was using, but you can kind of pull it and make it look weird. So I'm going to try to cut a piece of that off. And I think I'll use the really wide weave part of this and put this underneath the circle. I feel like that's kind of weird though. It kind of looks squarish. Let's see if we can round it off a little bit. I don't like that square corner, especially on a under a round circle. So that's better. So we're going to put that right there. Interesting. I actually think I want to go up here. I don't really want to block all that text. So, And this is going to be a tricky one to stick, so I'm going to go ahead and put some glue in the middle just to kind of get this to adhere. And I need to go over onto the vellum because it's gonna go over there as well. And we're gonna just place that down. Okay, that's better. I like that. And then our circle. Oh, very pretty. I love it. I always struggle to embrace a new piece of coffee dyed lace, especially if I, fell madly in love with a previous one. But this is going to be good. It's a little bit thicker than I'd like, but I think it's going to be okay. So we're just going to put that there. Okay. And then these are the cards that are going to go on the underneath the belly band. So again, you could make these any size you want. I'll tell you the measurements. I just randomly cut them, so they're probably not going to be exact in any way. 7 1/8 by 4 and about 4.5. And then this one is just under 4 and just barely under 7 inches. So I think I want to have, this one's the bigger one, so I think I'm going to leave this one square and just ink that up. The paper that you see here that's on the back of this journal card is one that I'm really fond of right now. It's from Ruby and Pearl, and it's the background paper from her Beautiful Birds kit. So it's pretty cool. So I have a couple of whale tail tabs that we're going to be using as well. So I'm just going to, I didn't print on the back of these, but that's okay. I like to ink the edges of the inside just in case something shows. And I will try to link the dies as well. These are the dies. It's 3 different sizes, and I believe there's 2 of every size. So you can do a lot of die cutting at one time. I don't have one of those fancy punches, that, they want, the life of your firstborn child to purchase it. So I don't have one of those, but these work like a charm, and I just punch a bunch of them out of scraps from the kit, whatever kit I'm using for a journal, and then I have them for everything in the journal. So this piece, or the prototype, I'm not sure which, is going to go in the Suite of On journal, and one will probably go in my reference journal, which I have not forgot. We are coming back to that, so I hope that you'll be patient with me on that front. I have so many things going on right now, so many ideas popping, and so many things I want to do that it's just craziness. So I'm just going to put glue on both sides of this. I'm not too worried about being precise. And we're going to put, I think I'll put this one on the inside of this one. I'm not going to put it center because it's going to be opposite of something else here. Hopefully that's not too wide now with the whale tail tab there. Slide that in and see. You lose some of your landscape with the glue, so I'm going to get my metal ruler and see if I can affect that space a little bit just by running my ruler just really gently, because you don't want to tear your vellum, especially if it's already glued on, because you could ruin the base. So let's see if that's a little bit of a better fit. Yeah, that's good. That will work. Awesome possum. Okay, beautiful. Love it. That's not straight though. Goodness gracious, and it's stuck because I used white glue. That's okay. Perfection is not at play in the studio. This one's going to be on the other side, so we're going to do the same thing. Let's just use the Fabri-Tac so we have a little more control. So it's a beautiful day out here. Like, we had a walkathon yesterday at school, and it rained, and it was I mean, it wasn't too bad, like, because we were walking and our kids did great. Even our special needs kids were they had a blast, and they just knocked our socks off with how much they walked and jogged and ran. It was really, really cool. So this one's going to go on the top. But anyway, the sun, we got up this morning and the sun is shining. Isn't that just amazing? Just simple. Simple, simple, simple. You could make this with book pages. You could make this with any digital kit that you like. Really no limitations whatsoever. We'll do a little bit of decorating. So now I'm turning it over. I wanted to round this. Let's round those edges. I'm so sorry, I forgot. I liked the look on the prototype, so I'm going to round those edges. And I'll just give a really quick re-ink to make sure that we've got lots of inky goodness there. Yeah, I like that softer look. Okay, so our pocket's going to go over here on this side. So this is where I used that digital that I mentioned, and I think it ended up being a little bit wide. So I'm going to trim off just a hair's breadth of that paper. And this measures, grab my blue ruler. This one measures, and I don't know, I might have already told you this, just under 5 inches by 3 3/8. Again, you will make that determination based on the size of your, how big you make this, because you could make it shorter, you could make it even not as wide. You could have, so if this is the flip, this is the part that's going to attach to the page, you could actually have this one not be as wide. You could come in a little bit. Totally up to you. There's so many possibilities. So I'm going to go ahead and punch a little divot in this for our pocket. And I want to go this way. I'm getting ready to film Watercolor 101 episode 3. I'm having trouble just getting in the space to do that for some reason, because I think it's a completely different medium, so I have to kind of clear my mind a little bit, and I'm having trouble with that, but that is still coming before the end of the month. So okay, so that pocket's going to go there, so we're going to glue on the 3 sides. And I think I mentioned in another video I was going to try to do a little sketching with you, but I don't think I'm in a space to do that. So I think we'll just have some watercolor play where we're going to do some mark making with some acrylic markers or pens, and over watercolor, over just kind of an abstract watercolor kind of thing, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about, how the watercolor plays with how the water plays with the pigment and the paper. So I think we'll do that and have it be a little bit less intense for me. I feel like I want kind of a band across here, so let me see if I've got something right here that might work. Where are all my scraps? There's a scrap. Just reach in here. How about this? I think this would be pretty. What do you think? Yeah, I think so. Just trim off this white. I guess my trimmer is not covered up. I never leave my studio messy when I go to bed at night, but our daughter came over to borrow our truck, our extra truck, and I was in the middle of creating, and then she stayed for a bit, and I didn't get to come back in here. So where's my pencil? Pencil, where did you go? Okay, well, we'll just get a school pencil here. So anyway, I just left the desk completely covered with what I was in the middle of working on, which was all the prep for this project. Just going to trim this off. I don't like doing that. I don't tend to sleep very well or let go of that very well. And I mean, I'm not a perfectionist in my art. Like, I really believe that having grace around mistakes when we're creating is really important. But I also know that it's important to me not to interrupt my creative flow, and not cleaning up after myself is one of those things that just kind of breaks my brain. And I don't do it well. So I'm just going to put some glue on the back of this. But I was proud of myself because I actually did sleep. I had a hard time going to sleep because I'd walked for, I don't know, it's like 14,000 steps yesterday, which is a lot for me. And my feet hurt really bad. I have bad arches, so it was a lot of walking, even though I had my best shoes on that I could possibly wear. It was, my feet were aching once I laid down and tried to go to sleep, so that was a bummer. That's really pretty, very complimentary. So it's not a pocket or anything, it's just a little bit there. So I think I'm going to use this. I cut a circle out of this for the other one, so I'm just going to cut that top off. And I'm going to do the same here, and we're just going to put a little, oh, I think I just cut that too small. I did. Oh my goodness gracious. Let's go ahead and grab this. Not a problem. Perfect. This is just the little bits of ephemera from the kit. If you haven't checked out Chapter 1 papers, they are amazing. Oh, I feel like now that's too samey. So we're going to change our mind on that and bring in maybe a piece of this instead. Don't you love it that we get to change our minds? It's there's nobody policing us, right? We can do what we feel looks good. So that's what I love about journal making, junk journal making. So, oh yeah, that's much better. And I think it's complimentary that it's actually going the opposite direction as most of that script. So we're going to get that on. I'm just lining it up with that divot as best I can. I'm using the white glue, so I'm not really going to get time to move it much. Okay, and let's see if we can go ahead and get a little bit of a word on here. This is from my French ephemera little bitty stuff. And I thought we would see what we can put on here. It would be kind of pretty. It's a little bit dullish. There's not a lot of kind of pink pieces in here. Which is not, oh, this one right here. This one right here is the one. I'm going to round the corners on that. Another project that I have coming up is I'm using some digitals from Daisy Isaac at, oh my goodness, that's not working, at French Cottage Shabby. And I'm using her teal Act 1 and Act 2 kit. They're an Easter design kit, so I'm going to be making a really unique kind of small flip journal using CD pockets. So I'll be working on that this weekend. So excited about that. Oh, perfect! I love it. I feel like I want the brads on that. I knew I wanted those out for a reason. So I'm going to bring this over here, my little foam and my polka tool, and I'm just going to make a hole here. And again, I don't worry about perfection. I am going to kind of put it like this so I can kind of get it lined up a little bit good. There we go. Just put that down and then get some brads out. Let's see what we got in here. Oh, this one would be pretty. And get a hold of it. Kind of a brass looking one. Yeah, let's do that. This can be problematic though because our brad feet are wider and longer than our, oh nope, they're hidden. They're hidden, yay! Sometimes they're not. We'll press that down with the other end of this in a moment. So I'm wondering if you guys are following along with the Rach and Bella and Angela Kerr Designs Creating a Garden Story collaboration. It's been very fun so far. I've already gotten some great ideas from those creators. And so I'll just give it a little push here in my video. I will be doing my project. We'll post on my channel on April the 9th. And my prompt that I picked is grungy, kind of grungy, rustic miniature. So I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing, but it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Oh, isn't that pretty? So brads are super fun to use. They add a little bit of spice to your project, and they're not very bulky. I mean, they're a little bit bulky, but they're not terrible in comparison to some other things. So we're just going to put that right on top of there. I think I'm going to come down a little bit so we don't lose all those that script on the top. Just trying to center it as best I can, and boom. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so now I went ahead and I want to show you, you know how I'm having trouble with my scoreboard, and some people have commented, and I appreciate that, but it's still just, it's one of those mental blocks for me. So what I decided to do instead is I took this and I put my ruler up across that straight edge, and I just manually folded this in. I just used my fingernail to crease it. And I've seen creators do that a lot, and it's a lot easier, in my opinion, than to try to use the score tool. It's just difficult. So I'm going to ink these two pieces up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so easy peasy. So we're just going to glue this baby shut. I'm just going to give that a good crease. I don't think I did my bone folder on that once I folded those over. So we'll take care of that. I'm going to grab my my glue, not my glue dots, my these. One of my favorite ways to keep things closed. So I'm going to use my white glue. Just close that up. Uh-oh, I just put that on the wrong side. What? You're probably going, what are you doing? What are you doing? I apologize if you can see the reflection of my incredibly terrible bed hair. I have not done anything with my hair this morning because I'm not going out of the house. So why would I? I did brush my teeth and put clothes on, so that's a bonus. So just going to close that up. I know, TMI, right? TMI. We're all human though, aren't we? And our home is our safe place, so we should be able to do what we want. So I'm going to grab my ruler because I did get glue under that flap. Oh, okay, well, we're going to just go with it. It's not like it's going to really affect anything. I'm not even putting anything in this pocket right now, or in this seed packet. Boy, that's all crooked. Bummer. Okay. We're going to go ahead and get our glue dots. That's what they're called. They're called a glue dot. And I'm just going to put the flat side there. Uh-oh. You got to get it under that flap, Cara-Renee. And then the soft one. And I just put the soft side down on that so that it will line up to perfection. Oh, why is that not closing? Cuts are a little bit off, but not to worry. Okay, so that's going to go in this pocket. And again, I probably will make another large tag. I didn't realize I didn't make any large tags for this project, so I will do that off camera. Did we do? Oh, we didn't do a pocket here. Oh my goodness, we didn't. I hope that you'll forgive me, guys, but I think I am going to do that off camera unless we could get a corner pocket or something, because I do not have any more of this paper printed. Oh, that would be pretty as just a little tuck. Maybe we'll just do that, and that goes with that. So that'll be pretty. Let's do that. Improvisation is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Awesome. So now we can just glue on these two sides, so this edge and this edge. Beautiful. I like, when I do a corner pocket, I like to pull it away from the edges just to accentuate a layered effect there. So that's going to go there. So and again, I do apologize. We did a little decorating on camera, but I'll make a large tag for this and the front pocket, and I'll make something for that because I completely missed that. Oh, we wanted to do the paper clip though. I do want to show you how I do a mask paper clip. So let's just grab this piece here. Let's grab that piece, and I'm going to grab a large paper clip. So these are so easy, and they're a great way to just, well, that one's not quite wide enough, to conceal a paper clip. This would be cool because it's already in the project, so I'm going to just cut that extra off. And then what you want to do is I lay my paper clip like that with just a little bit sticking out so that I can put some seam binding on it. So now I'm just going to go ahead and cut. I'm just going to do it by hand, and I'm just going to cut to the end of that paper clip like so. All right, and then we will so then what I do is I'm going to turn that over. Oh, I didn't realize there was nothing on the back of that. No big deal. So then let me move the camera a little bit closer so you guys can see. Oops, not my body though. Goodness gracious, no. Okay, so I'm going to turn this to the side so that I can show you. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it over just about the width of the paper clip. So I'm just going to fold that over like that. Okay, and I'm going to try to straighten that a little bit. Boy, oh boy. Take that out. You could score too, but that's just too much trouble. So we'll get that back in there so you guys can continue to see what I'm doing. And then you're going to fold it again and just press it really tight against the edge of that paper clip, like so. And then on the big part of the paper clip, I actually cut it right along that line. You'll see when we cover this back side that we'll do it a little bit differently, so I'm just going to carefully trim that off without cutting anything. And I'm going to ink that up. I just ink this up while it's on the paper clip. These are so fast. Well, we can't get to all of it, so we'll have to take it off, but we'll take it off here and just ink the edges as well. And we can actually trim that. It looks like it's a little bit crooked, so I am going to trim just a hair's breadth off of that just to make sure it's not going to be a problem, and re-ink it. Sorry, I'm off camera, guys. Oh, maybe today is a day for a nap. We've got a little hangover there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Focus. Beautiful. Awesome, awesome. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and glue this. We're just going to glue this flap to that, and you can do it right off while it's off of the paper clip because we've already set our folds. So don't need a lot of glue, just enough to hold that closed, and then slide it back on the paper clip on the big side. Oh, that's tight. Why is that so tight? That's all right. As long as it goes on, that's all that matters. Oh, we need to leave the short part out. So this is the short part, so you want to leave that free. So we're going to try that again, and I'm just going to push that back so it comes out the back side. I might do a crash or trash and do a bunch of these with my scraps because I think some people would like to see maybe a more concise demonstration here. So let me see what way we're going though. So that, and sorry, I didn't tell you what this paper clip was for. So this paper clip is going to go on the front, and it's going to hold this flap shut. Okay, so this is actually upside down, so I'm just going to take it off. Okay, and I'm going to turn it around because my paper clip is coming in from the left instead of the right, which my other one was coming in off of the right. So okay, so it's big enough to go to cover that paper clip at the bottom, but enough on the top to put some seam binding. So now to do the back, obviously you need a shorter piece. So I'm going to just line that up. I'm going to line that up on my table, and I'm just going to make a pencil mark here I'm just going to kind of try to go all the way down. And this, we don't need this much, but this is how I start. And I'm going to trim off that edge so it's straight. Okay, and so while it's on the paper clip, I want the underneath side. We can trim some of this off, I'm pretty sure. Hopefully I'm not wrong. And just slide this under there. Which direction are we going? It's going in this way, so I want the music to go this way. So I want it to go this way, okay? So we're going to slide that under there. Same thing, we're going to wrap it around. I'm sorry for the flipping and flopping, but hopefully it's making enough sense to not drive you absolutely batty. And guys, if you're watching my videos and I drive you batty or you're frustrated, I don't mind hearing that. I would rather hear that than people just doing a thumbs down on my videos, because I don't understand that. I don't understand giving thumbs down with no feedback to the creator. But I'm getting a lot of it. I understand that some of that happens as your channel grows, and I'm not sure why that is, but it is. So if you don't like what I'm doing or something is frustrating, I do not mind hearing what you feel about that, so I can make improvements. I'm going to be imperfect, as we all are, and I have a limited amount of energy and time to do what I do on the channel, so I hope that there's grace all around. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you, I guess is what I'm really getting at. So we're going to go ahead and glue this. Now this one I can turn around so the seam doesn't show, so I'm just going to go ahead and glue that little flap down. Maybe I'll do a crash your trash, guys, so I can do this more justice than I currently am. So, and then we're going to slide this on, again, seam side down, so we can hide that seam, and slide her on. You could do a more interesting paper. I just grabbed what I have here, which is okay. And then, come on, go up, 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 up. There we go. And I just have it come up to the level of the top one. If I can control that a little bit, like so. And that is beautiful. Not enough ink on that edge though. Okay, and so I'll probably add a little bit of some frou-frou there. Oh, actually, I think those are for the spring collaboration journal. I cut tiny flowers. So that's going to go on here, and it's going to hold this shut. So I'm going to just slide that on, and it can go under your ephemera and hold that in place too. So those are sliding a little bit, which is not a big deal. You can control that. Okay, so there we go. That's our hidden paper clip. I'll put some beautiful seam binding on this stuff, create the large tags, and come back to you, there'll be pictures at the end of the video. So thank you guys so much. I'm sorry I'm a little bit off today. I hope that you'll forgive me and keep coming back. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.